This video is MyNDE2. If you have not heard MyNDE1, you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. So if you haven't heard the first one, go back so you'll know which one I'm talking about. Okay. Get to the day of this accident. This day where I had my near-death come back from the 25th fucking dimension crash. I've only talked to one person about this. You know, it's like my best friend, and I didn't even go in depth. I was just kind of, we talked for like 2 or 3 hours about it. You know, I didn't go up in depth enough to like stir up all the emotions and everything, but you know, he's the only one that I told about this. Like I ain't even told my kid about this. I haven't told my parents about this. Nothing. So, August the 18th, 2004, I was at a great point in my life. I had everything going for me. I had nice cars and motorcycles, and I was in a really popular band. I couldn't ask for anything more. But I was also going through a really hard time right then because I was in this relationship with this woman, and I really did. I loved her. You know, I was in a popular band. You know, I wasn't world famous, but in my hometown, I was like the man, you know, hometown hero. And I was with this girl, and I really loved her, man. I really did. Like, I could have cheated on her 6 million times, and I never did. Because I really did love her, and I was trying my best to be a good boyfriend for her, and didn't feel like she had been reciprocating that for a long, long time. And, you know, I keep telling myself, damn, this girl over here likes you, and this girl, and then you're putting up with this fucking chick. And so I said, the night before, August the 17th, I said, okay, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to sleep on it. And if I still feel the same way in the morning, fuck it. So I woke up the next day on the 18th and still felt just as strong about it as when I went to sleep. Made up my mind right there. This is going to suck. I love this girl. It's going to break my heart. Fuck it. I can't deal with this chick no more. So I had band rehearsal that day, and it was a couple days before my birthday, so we were I've got a bunch of friends that their birthdays in August, and we used our birthdays as an excuse to kind of party through the whole day. And mine is the last birthday in August. So we had been having fun all week, and I had band rehearsal that night, and I ran around, and I did all my chores and shit, and I went and let my friend's dog out because I was house sitting for him, and went by, you know, a local Applebee's where the bartender that was cute, you know, I went to go see her, and, you know, went to my P.O. box and just ran errands like that. And it got time. I finished all my errands up early, so it got time to where it's getting close to band practice. I was like, fuck, I'll just show up an hour early and hang out and jam and get my tones and shit right before everybody shows up. So I ride over to this little rehearsal spot we got, and I pull in the driveway, and it's obviously a chick's car in the driveway. Well, I pull up to the house, there's like a guitar strap on the doorknob, like, okay, you know, whoever is in there with this lady, and I'm obviously early, I don't want to interrupt, I'll kill some time for a second. So I run to the store, and then I realize, like, shit, I've got to drop my buddy's keys off to him. He flies into town tonight. I think he texted me or whatever. He's got to fly in town tonight. He's going to need his keys. I'm going to be too shit-faced by the time he gets home to do it then. I got an hour. I'm going to run over there, and I'm going to do it now. So that's what I did. And I'm cruising down the street. I'm on Mount Zion Boulevard. It's a street where a Home Depot is on. And I'm not like crazy hauling ass, but I'm speeding a little bit. You know, I got shit to do. I got shit to go. I got you know, I'm not being slow. I think if it's a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit, I'm probably doing 50 mile an hour. And driving down the street and got my stereo system bumping. I had a new car with a great stereo in it. Driving down the street, doing my thing. I'm cool as shit. I go to change lanes. Traffic on the right-hand lane is slow. So it was a manual. It was not fast, but it was a peppy little car. So I downshift, turn signal. I'm pulling over the lane. I'm accelerating up the hill, and this guy pulled out in front of me. I T-boned the shit out of him. Like, I hit this dude hard. I think I only had like 37 feet to slow down from 50 miles an hour to brakes locked up to bam, and I hit this dude. And when I did, the corner of my left knee hit this knob, and I'm going to throw a picture of the knob in the dashboard. Same dashboard of the car I was driving. The corner of my knee hit that knob on the dash so hard that it pushed it through. Like, it broke the panel it was on and pushed the knob through. And airbag knocked me silly. I don't know if it knocked me out or not. But I'm coming to, and I'm looking around. I'm like, shit. Like, did I kill this guy? You know, because his car's fucked up. And my car's fucked up. And I was like, well, let's get out and see if he's all right. So I try to get out of the car. I can't get up, man. And, you know, I'll scoot my seat back a little bit. And we're going to try it again. And, just pain. Now I start getting scared. Like, you know, am I paralyzed? And like the adrenaline is kicked in right now. So I'm still kind of in shock. And I tried to get up a couple more times, and like right now the pain is just setting in. It's like, it hurts so bad. It hurt throughout my whole body, like just radiating through me. I'm a pretty tough guy, man. But I was very scary. And I can't get up. And then I'm starting to hear sirens in the background and shit. I can't find my cell phone either. It's somewhere in this car that just got crashed, and there's shit everywhere. Everything that was in my trunk, like on the car, the seats on that car, they fold down like this. Well, everything that was in my trunk hit the back of those seats, and they didn't fold down like that. They opened up like that. All the shit that was in my trunk, it's everywhere. And I don't know what that has to do with the fucking story, but there's just shit everywhere. And I'm hearing the sirens in the background, and I ripped the mirror down. I looked at myself, and my nose is busted, and you know, I got some cuts on my head. And the first thing I remember is a firefighter. It was a guy. He looked in the window right here. He's asking me questions, and I'm like, I tried to get out. I think I'm messed up really bad. And he's like, oh, don't worry, we're going to get you out. And he tries to open the door, and they can't get the door open. They bust out the jaws of life, and they get the door open. And he was like, okay, I got to at least get you on this backboard. As soon as he touches me, the pain was like, I've never felt no pain like this before. I didn't know it at the time, but it shattered my knee and it cut the main artery in my leg. I was dying. I was bleeding to death. So they get me out of the car, and I'm in and out of consciousness now because it hurts so bad. And it's like my body's getting warm and cold all at the same time, and I'm in and out of consciousness, and I'm screaming and crying like a little bitty bitch, you know? And that's just, it's not like me. But I'm scared, and this hurts, and it was horrifying. It was horrifying. And they get me out, and they put me on the backboard, and get me in the ambulance, and I'm sitting back here, and all of a sudden, I've never felt anything like this before in my entire life. All of a sudden, this peace and calm that I've never felt in my life, it just consumes me. Everything's cool. No pain. I'm perfectly calm. My heart ain't beating through my chest. I don't hurt anymore. I'm like, well, I look at my arm and they got an IV in there. So in my atheist mind, I'm like, they just shot me up with the best morphine ever. Cool. And so now that I'm so calm, I start to feel embarrassed that I was screaming and crying like a little bitch. You know, I was like, God, man, that's it. See, everything's all right, man. What were you screaming and yelling for? And I started getting embarrassed. And I'm on the backboard, and they got me strapped down. And they're all doing their thing and, you know, monitoring me and everything. And they're putting these monitors on my chest. And I'm so calm and cool at this point that I'm just blabbing away at them, you know. Thank you guys for what you do. You in the fire department, y'all are heroes. You save lives. You came and got me so fast, and now I'm in the ambulance, and everything's going to be okay. And I'm just blabbering on about them. And they ain't paying attention to shit I'm saying. They ain't paying attention to nothing. And the female paramedic, she looks over to a guy in the back. She said, we got to get his clothes on now. And I was like, well, okay, you know. And then they bust out scissors and shit, and they're ripping my clothes off. I was like, ain't this a little extreme? You know, like, chill out, guys. Everything's cool. Like, they don't hear me. And then they open up my shirt. I was doing the rock and roll thing. I had my nipples pierced. And the lady goes, he's got piercings. And they start working on me and shit. And I'm like, hey, all you got to do is just just spread the part the hoops, and the little ball comes out of the ring, and they'll slide right out, you know. Maybe if they're hard to get out, maybe put some Neosporin on them and, you know, slide them out like that. And they're not listening to me. They're not listening to a word I'm saying. At this point, I'm like, hey, I'm screaming. I'm like, hey. And they're not listening to a word I'm saying at all. They can't hear me. And I'm kind of starting to get freaked out. And I'm hollering at them, and they're not paying attention. And all of a sudden, I'm outside. And I'm kind of floating above, and it's real noisy. And then, boom, gone. I'm somewhere else. Everything that happened after that, I'm going to have to I'm going to have to do another video for that. So I can start fresh, because I don't want to break down right here. But anyway, this is MyNDE number 2. So if you're on MyNDE2, this is the first video you've seen. Go back to MyNDE1, so you'll know what context I'm talking about. But that was the story up until then.